Hey everyone, so welcome to Easy English with John. The topic today is foreign teachers versus local teachers. Now let's start with the benefits of having a foreign teacher. The most common benefit of having a foreign teacher is that they are fluent in the language that they're speaking. Not all foreign teachers are necessarily native speakers, but I would imagine that foreign teachers are at least fluent in communication. Another thing that's beneficial about having a foreign teacher is that they can teach you about slang or anything about their culture or lifestyle and share that with you. When you live in a country like Canada, that's multicultural, especially my city, Toronto. We have a lot of people from all over the world that immigrate to my country, and so they share their cultures to me, and I am able to learn from their perspective. If you grew up in a country like Vietnam where you only meet and you only know other Vietnamese people, then your world is pretty limited to only Vietnamese culture, and so you won't be able to see a different perspective. Let's talk about the benefits of having a Vietnamese teacher or a local teacher. Having a local teacher means that you have someone that can teach you and that you can understand them. Another benefit of having a local teacher is that they understand the limitations that you might have when it comes to speaking or listening, because they've learned how to speak English and they know what obstacles they had to overcome to build on their ability to speak fluently. Another benefit about having a local teacher is that they can teach you the steps to becoming fluent. A local teacher can effectively teach you vocabulary and teach you how to read and write. And once you learn how to read and write, they can teach you how to speak and finally listen. Now, let's talk about some misconceptions about a foreign teacher. The most common misconception is that they can teach English. Just because you're a native speaker or just because you speak English does not necessarily mean that you have the skills to teach English. If you don't know what your students need, or if you don't understand the language barriers, then it's difficult to teach them the language. It's difficult to teach them the vocabulary and how to communicate it. Now, the misconception with a Vietnamese teacher is that their pronunciation is not good. Maybe it's true in rural areas, but when you live in a big city, having a Vietnamese teacher isn't all that bad, especially when you're learning in somewhere like an English center, where a Vietnamese teacher might be more skilled at pronunciation. Pronunciation isn't the most important thing when it comes to English. When you speak English, even if you speak English at 80% pronunciation, we can still understand the general idea and what you're trying to say, especially with grammar as well. Some people are worried that they don't know how to speak with proper grammar, and so they're afraid to practice speaking with another English speaker. Now, why is all this important? Well, I know how difficult it is to earn money in Vietnam. And so when you earn money and when you spend money, you should really carefully think about where that money is going and how it's being used effectively. When you study in a class with a foreign teacher, you will be expected to pay a lot more money than you would with a local teacher. And so if you are in your beginner level, you definitely need to focus on learning pronunciation as well as basic grammar and some basic communication. And this is something that maybe a native teacher won't be able to teach you. Now, a lot of people will think that they want to learn with a native teacher. And what I've learned in Vietnam is there's a trend that people might believe or think that learning from a native teacher means that I will be learning more or better than if I was learning with a local teacher. And this isn't always the case, as I mentioned before. Now, if you're learning intermediate level English, then you need to understand that what your main focus is to communicate and learn to communicate with another person. You need to learn how to ask questions, respond to questions, and to go into more detail. Yes, a local teacher won't pronounce words 100% like a native speaker, but a local teacher can effectively speak and communicate with you, and also they can communicate with you in the native language to help you to understand better. Finally, if you're in your advanced level and you're looking to learn more technical words, a foreign teacher is the most ideal because they will know the advanced level words and they can help to teach it to you. You will already have that core communication level. You will already have that listening ability that a native teacher can communicate with you and you will understand. So again, it's important to understand that when you're spending a lot of money, that you should use that money effectively. And don't really focus on the popular trend of having a foreign teacher because it might look or seem better than learning from a local teacher. The most important thing to understand about communication is that it takes practice. The more you practice, the more you speak, the more you listen, the more you will be able to communicate. And communicating with a foreign teacher or communicating with a local teacher is not going to change your own experience. The only thing that you will gain from a foreign teacher is how to pronounce things differently. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys can subscribe to my channel. I'll be putting out more videos in the future, and so hopefully you guys can check them out. See ya!